defend to the death their native soil, aiding each other like good comrades to the utmost of their strength. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields. We shall fight in the hills. We shall fight. We shall never surrender.
Hello, it's me, Free-to-Play Warrior, and welcome again to Warthunder. This episode is the first episode in the series of Road to Jets with Russia. Now, as you can see, my lineup hasn't changed that much since my first introductory video. The I-16 has been replaced by an LA-5, which I'm learning to fly with at the minute. We currently have, on the first episode, a PE-3 BIS, mainly due to its front cannon armament, a MiG-3-15, the aforementioned LA-5, the Yak-7B, and the IL-2M, the IL-2's bigger brother. This series will mainly focus on us getting to this section. We'll have to fight through the rather large 3 and 4 section on the Russians, but eventually we will reach here. The Yak 17 and 15, as well as the world renowned and world famous MiGs. So without further ado, let's get rolling. Here we are on one of the relatively new maps in War from the Grave Robbers Cliffs. Now this series will mainly be focused on basically some general gameplay. This will be where I upload general gameplay videos about me attempting to get to the jets in Warthunder. Now at the minute, as you've probably noticed, I don't have a premium account. So this 1.11 million, yeah, that's just sitting there for the foreseeable future. Again, as I've mentioned in other videos, if you want to fly to me, I'm not blurring out my name, so feel free. Now, as it is a ground attack mission, we are going to upload the larger bomb load on the P3 BIS, and basically, yeah, we're going to do as the name says. Now I do like using this as a manoeuvrable, low-level fighter and bomber. I do need to upgrade the reload speed on this. Now, a common mistake people do is they go for those guns in the middle. That becomes a fighter's paradise there, because whichever team goes for it first, you've guaranteed fighters diving in from this section, like that bow fighter there, and they just pick off whichever one they want. Now, I'm actually going to take on this P40 here, because he's probably carrying bombs. I don't want him dropping and reloading. I'm not going to catch him here, but I'm going to make sure we're going to do another one. The Corsair's on him. I've got a higher attack vector here. But the Corsair does get... Actually, no. Hang on. Yep, Corsair does get the kill there. Correct myself. He did appear to drop his bomb load. That's something I want to find out with Warthunder. I mean, if someone at Gaijin could get back to me about that. Are we eventually going to have it in, not in arcade, but in realistic battles where if you hit a aircraft's bomb load, you cause that bomb load to detonate? Because some craft, I mean the PE-3 here, as you can see, has 2 bombs on the lower wing, but also has another 2 stored inside the engine housing. There's the 250s away. And again, time delay means I can drop those, wait, get clear at incredibly low altitude. That P-39Q, I do not like him doing that. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Problem is this thing likes to dive. It is marked down as a dive bomber. And the flight model does reflect that somewhat. Just going to do a quick pass on these armoured cars. Something flies past me, my gunner doesn't pick him up. That's because it was a friendly and I got caught in the crossfire. Now, reload time on this at the minute with upgrades is currently 30 seconds. A few hits in there. In that situation, don't move. Mainly because if you do move, you'll probably end up making a mistake and hitting the enemy. Or even your own guy, in that case. This thing does have a very nice turning circle. I'm getting a bad network connection warning there, so I'm just going to fly level for a bit. Okay, I thought he freeze diving on us. Oh, that's fine, you want to get head on with me? Nope, breaking off, don't want to get head on. Problem with this thing, even though I do state I use it as a fighter, you can't get that nose down quick enough if you're doing a high pull. However, I see a P-39N that may want to turn away. Come on, you son of a bitch, I've got stealth armor, I can fire before you. There we go. Whoop, whoop. Like I said, and as I pointed out in previous videos, wreckage still causes damage here. I have had cases where my own wreckage has actually took out a pilot. A6M2, is he going to dive on me? No. Well, I got enough speed. Let's see. Nah. Speculative at best, and I've just... Yep, just exposed myself to him. Speed's too low, but he shoots past because... Yeah, the Cobras actually have a pretty nice speed on them. Pull up. Pull up. The Russians knew how to make planes. This thing's got one engine, it's still flying. But I'm not going to make it out of here. He just keeps booming and zooming on me. So, I'm going for one last kill. And then... Banzai! Well, you only ran once. YOLO. Alright, still ground strike, so we're going to roll in with the Il-2M. As I've been pointing out in videos, this thing is a very good glider compared to other craft. It can actually. The lowest I've got this thing going is 50 kilometers an hour with the engine destroyed. That is the lowest speed. Oh god, we're getting base rushed here. Yeah, this thing isn't a high altitude fighter, so that P-63 is going to be defending those bombers. This thing is designed for low fights, so I'm going to literally have to do it and hope that our fighters take them out. Also, I'm just going to point out now, whilst we have a bit of a lull in the fighting, the wheels on this are very sturdy. It is obviously designed to glide in, but at the same time the wheels on this are very sturdy, so you can actually put a fair amount of, as I'm about to demonstrate, I can move like that, where you're panicking, you think you're not going to hit the deck, and you go like that to slam it down. The suspension is good enough that it won't take the wheels out. You might take out your prop, but the actual wheels themselves are very safe. There's a lot of pillboxes here. The problem is there's also a tank column. I'm not quite sure if... I know Warthunder's announced the Ground Forces beta, which again, sadly I didn't manage to get into. Uniwork tends to have a way of messing about with your gaming time. But at the same time, will they be introducing maps like this where you have the, if you imagine it, like, you've got these columns here. Oh god. Attempt to dodge, but I'm up against two BF-109s and a boomerang, because this is gonna, I actually got the kill there. That's a point with these cannons. They are quite deadly. They've got enough firepower in them to set enemy planes alight, and you'll often get the kill that way. But at the same time, if you're taking on something that is actually a competent fighter, you're going to lose. Like those BF-109s, the cannons had punch to punch. Punch to punch. Really? We've lost our airfield base. There's no way to win. It's just an inevitable countdown. Had a timer set on them. With some rocket craft, it is an idea just to set timers on them. And there we go, episode 1 of the Russian jet slog, and it is 11th. 1 aircraft destroyed, 1 surface unit destroyed. I apologise, these videos are starting off very, we do have rockets for the L2, they are starting off very poor displays of flying. And hopefully I will be improving. Let's upgrade the cannons on this. So yeah, that was the first in what's hopefully going to be a short series as I get to the jets in the Russian line. I've been Free to Play Warrior, thank you for watching.